With the fall of society seemingly imminent in my lifetime, people of my generation have become more anxious about the future, making the mind of Gen Z a battlefield of psychological warfare and terror, as we're so uncertain that we'll even have a world left to live in, or one worth living in as we age. Silent Hill F preys on that uncertainty by depicting a controversial topic in such a brutal and overwhelming fashion that it left me paralyzed. Despite its 1960s setting, Silent Hill F tackles a topic that's sadly become more relevant in the modern day: the patriarchy versus women's rights. The game was able to manifest the same sense of disgust I felt when I read The Handmaid's Tale. However, it does it with violent, grotesque imagery with an intensity that's trying to overwhelm you. Now, if you're wondering why I, as a man, am revolted by such vile depictions of misogyny, then there's this wonderful thing called empathy you could try, but it's also the fear of groups of society being controlled, objectified, and being seen as lesser. So if I don't speak up now, then there'll be no one to speak up when they come for autistic people like me. How long will it be before my autonomy is taken from me? I'm branded as different, and my identity is erased. In fact, I would go so far as to say that rather than a game about psychological horror, Silent Hill F is a game about social horror, and not just from the societal messages it has, but also in the way it depicts Hinako's friend group as the worst possible versions of themselves. We all wonder what people really think of us. Do people secretly find us annoying? Do people only pretend to like us out of pity? Are there people in your life who absolutely hate you, but won't or can't tell you? These are the terrors that's depicted in the real-world parts of Silent Hill F's story. Shu and Rinko never come right out and say they hate Hinako, but their actions say otherwise. They talk behind her back, they abandon her at the school but make an excuse for leaving. Rinko claims Hinako fell down the stairs and Hinako never calls her on it. Shu sees her as property and is feeding her psychotics in order to destroy her marriage so he can keep her. The game brutally depicts people who claim to be on her side, but always end up betraying her, pushing Hinako further into a corner. For more Silent Hill F essays, here's one breaking down the contradictions in the journal.